It's tiny, portable, and ready for whenever I need a quick boost. I keep one with me because you never know when you'll need a little party energy. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a confetti craze 5-hour energy shot today.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
News now on 102.7 The Game.
Reporting for Cromwell Media News, I'm Rob Nichols. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is ordering the flags at all state buildings to be lowered at half-staff today. The order honors 26-year-old Sergeant Benjamin Pennington of Hardin County, who was killed earlier this month during an Iranian strike on an air base in Saudi Arabia. An interment of Sergeant Pennington's remains will take place today at Kentucky Veterans Cemetery Central in Radcliffe. An investigation is underway after the body of a missing woman was found in Hopkins County. Kentucky State Police say the body of 39-year-old Emerald Rogette was found Wednesday in a property in Nortonville. Rogette had been missing out of Christian County since January. Police say no foul play is suspected in her death and have not confirmed her cause of death. The number of first-time filings for unemployment are decreasing across Kentucky. That's according to the U.S. Department of Labor, which says for the week ending March 21, there were just over 1,500 first-time filings in the state, which is more than 3,500 less filings than the week prior. Nationally, the number of initial filings increased compared to the week before. And Kentucky First Lady Brittany Beshear has announced that the state's new Human Trafficking Awareness Coalition. Beshear formally announced the 15-member panel yesterday. It consists of experts in public safety, law enforcement, healthcare, and media who work on initiatives aimed at preventing human trafficking. The First Lady will be the coalition chair. Reporting for Cromwell Media News, I'm Rob Nichols.
Hey, this is Bastion with the Country Roots Morning Show, and I want to talk to you as a dad for a second. Watching my daughter get her smile at Danzer Orthodontics has been incredible. Dr. Joe Danzer and his team didn't just straighten her teeth, they gave her confidence, and that's something you can't put a price on. Here in Owensboro, Danzer Orthodontics makes it easy, comfortable, and affordable. Whether you need braces or clear aligners, flexible payment plans, the latest technology, and a team that treats you like family. New patients are always welcome, and your first consultation is free. Danzer Orthodontics, creating confident smiles, one family at a time.
25% off every recliner in stock, just in time for basketball madness, right now at Mudd's Furniture. This year's basketball tournament can be better than ever if you watch it from a new recliner from Mudd's. We have over 120 in stock to choose from, and they're all marked down 25% during March. Lazy Boy, Southern Motion, Flex Steel, Ultra Comfort, Smith Brothers, and more, all 25% off. From our family to yours, Mudd's Furniture. In the heart of downtown Owensboro since 1951.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low 32. Sunny on Saturday, a high 56. Mostly clear on Saturday night, low 38. Partly sunny on Sunday, a high 68. Mostly cloudy on Sunday night, low 55. Partly sunny on Monday, a high 77. Partly cloudy on Monday night, low 64. Mostly sunny on Tuesday, a high of 82. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Tuesday night, low 69.
From the Floor Concept Studios. Legally, we're WLME 102.7 FM, Lewisport.
But you can just call us The Game.
1027. 1027.
We're on the air.
1027.
Yeah, we're starting early today, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it's Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Live at 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. It's one call for injury law. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
What's up, man?
I don't know how this is going to go. This first segment. We already did a little bit of a first segment in here in the Floor Concept Studios, and I'm fired up. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go today.
I'm all for it.
You know, we're going to do a little NFL draft on the back half. I'm wondering how much time, anytime you put something on the back half with some fiery topics on the top,
Well, I mean,
lots of times the back half doesn't really get talked about.
I know. We got to get to the NFL
nobody
draft.
really
though.
cares. I mean, I think that just based upon the social media post that shook the entire third region today, Vic. Thank you for that.
I mean, I did.
My phone is completely blown up.
Mine too. But we'll talk about I put the post out there that there were now just like that there were 4 jobs open in the third region in boys basketball, and then we put out a second post saying that the rumor mill was saying there may be a 5th job open. I will say I've not been able to confirm the 5th job, so we won't talk about it. But because one, even if I could confirm it, I never like to talk about it till I know that he's had a meeting with the players, and that's how we will always be.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it cost us a national story back in the day when we could have broke the whole Gavin Wimpson thing. We had that. I sat on that for like a week, and we were like, well, we'll put it out after he meets with the players after the game.
We've been through this.
I know.
I just don't care.
I know. But anyway.
I guess that's because I'm a fan and you're media.
I'm a fan too. I'm a fan too.
I'm just a fan that gets to talk on a radio show every once in a while.
But I still like
knowledgeable.
So. I don't mind if we put it out first, but I always like to err on the side that if a coach is gonna step down and resign, that I want to give them the option to go talk to the players before they hear it on like Live at 5 or some Twitter post that we put out or Facebook. But there are officially 4 jobs open in the region. Of course, most people know about Owensboro. I was kind of surprised that there was a lot of people that reached out and be like, well, I know Owensboro's job's open. Who else is open? I mean, Muhlenberg's been open for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we haven't talked about that as much.
Maybe not. So you're talking about, well, we did because we were talking about how it's probably, if you look in the last 20 years, it's the top 2 programs in the region.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Well, you look in the rafters at state championship banners and you've got, you got Breckenridge County.
Who's now open.
You got Owensboro, and now Muhlenberg's one of the winningest, if you combined all the schools.
Got one of the winningest. And not only that, they got plenty of regional titles too, even whether it be North or Muhlenberg County.
I would venture to say that's 3 of the top 5 historic programs in the region.
Well, without a doubt.
Probably 3 of the top 4.
Owensboro's got 4 state titles. Breck has 2.
Yeah.
And then Muhlenberg, just off the top of my head, since we've been covering it, if I go back to, where they, they won back-to-back regional titles under
North?
I'm talking about under Eads.
Yeah.
But before him, they also won back-to-back titles. Woodford.
Reggie
Warford.
Warford.
Yeah, Warford. He won back-to-back titles too. So you're talking about, since Warford, there's 4 right there.
Yeah.
That's right up there at the top of the region for total number of regional titles since in the last, since Muhlenberg became one school.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's.
And now the 4th one opened up today, and I saw where he put out a post on social media.
Yeah.
Coach Roberts stepped down at Hancock County, so Hancock County's open. So that gives you Owensboro, Muhlenberg, Breck, and Hancock. And
here we're not on the air. I'm hearing that we're not on the air anyway. I don't know if that's true or not. It says we're off the air.
I'll go check. Hold on.
But, I mean, the post said 5. We can't talk about the 5th one yet. I don't know that it's been confirmed. Rumor mill, the 5th job that will go unmentioned has kind of talked about during tournament season. So, we'll see how it plays out, and we'll talk about that one a little later. I know the 4 that are open are going to be, attractive jobs. Hancock County, big fan of Coach Roberts. He had 2 stints there, had a lot of success the first time. The second time was more of a rebuild. We were talking before we went on the air. I think sometimes it just gets lost. That should be good. Okay. All right. So we weren't on the air, but we are now.
Changed the board yesterday.
Fair enough. Fair. All right. We're back then. Live at 5. One call for injury law, FWHlegal.com. Download the Owensboro radio app, all that jazz. Floor Concept Studios. We're streaming on social media. I don't know if that was going out or not.
It was.
More and more Browns Valley Trucking. Big shout out to them for coming on board. You can text us throughout the show. Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. The post we were talking about on the stream, everybody heard it. They didn't hear it on the radio. You made the post about 5. My phone's
I said 4 first.
Right, but then the 5. The 5's really what got the attention, though, because they're like, wait a minute. I know about 3. What's the other 2? And then so, I was talking about Coach Roberts. I thought tremendous human. I'm a big fan of Coach Roberts.
I am, too.
I became friends with him years ago. Really, he really helped. Him and Coach Hurt were big supporters of what we did with the homers. They were really on right out the gate. They were at the forefront of that, and I'll never forget that. And then I got to be good friends with them when our daughters played softball, together. And
when his daughter struck your daughter out a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Well, everybody, right? That absolutely is true. Morgan would even say that's true. And now is she going to be going up to Campbellsville and striking out people? She's about to get her first start up there. I'm a huge fan of Coach Robertson.
It's a great family.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's a tremendous family.
Still got Jack playing in baseball over there at Hancock. And,
going up to Wabash.
Yeah. And, it just it gets personal for me sometimes when I see my friends. I'd consider Coach Roberts a friend. Obviously, I consider Coach Steve Barker a friend. When these things get sideways and stuff, and I don't want to go down this road because I don't have all the facts, and I can't pretend to sit here and know everything that's gone down. I mean, I don't really know Coach LaGrange, but I just know as a fan, a casual observer of somebody who covers it, I thought Coach LaGrange did an absolute fantastic job coaching Breck. Watching them play, they ran good stuff. They were never sometimes they were out talented, but they were never, out prepared. I thought they always came in and fought and played hard. I was a big fan of his style. I thought he maximized what he had there. So there's certain sides of it, with LaGrange, it's like, okay, I thought he maximized his talent. It just didn't. There were some things behind the scenes. Maybe it just didn't work out. Coach Roberts, he was overseeing a rebuild. You talk about that group of seniors that left. Mm-hmm. I think it was a Coach Orr that was there. Mm-hmm. And then they had a little bit of a rebuild, and it's just kind of been a thing where it's just kind of muddled along. But I mean, I feel like you got a really good role model running the team, a guy that I know is pouring his heart. He's a Hancock County guy through and through. So like I say, I mean, I can't sit here and say, oh, shame on these admins for getting rid of these guys, because I just don't know the facts. But what I do know, and this isn't calling out Hancock or Breck or any of the people that have let their coaches go or had a coaching change in our area, it's just the landscape of it really annoys me.
Yeah.
Like I'm annoyed, and that's why I'm trying to navigate this in a Christian-like fashion.
I'll put it this way, and I think it's what we're talking about. I think now in today's world, okay, and this is in general, this is not calling one school out or any school out.
Because I don't know. I don't know. These people could be, hard to deal with behind. I have no idea.
I think
nobody's calling anybody out.
In general, the support that coaches as a whole get from administrations is at the lowest level it's ever been.
By far.
And I have said this over and over on this show. Where these schools made the biggest mistake is now most of your programs aren't entirely fully funded by the school. Every school, every sport has to go out and fundraise.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
And who fundraises?
Right.
It's the parents. And so when they're involved raising money for the school, guess who thinks they get a bigger say than what they should have?
Right.
The parents. And there's your problem.
Right. And I just felt like whenever I was coming up, and I know this is true for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, I still remember my Little League coaches and the effect that they had on my
100%.
life, shaping me as a person. I always felt like coaches when I was coming up at the high school level, the youth level, they were looked at as an extension of parents. Like they were like you're like if today I got in the car after practice and I said, "Dad, Coach did this and did that," and he. In modern times, he might say, "Well, your coach is an idiot. Mm-hmm. Like, don't listen to him. I'll show you the right way." You know what
I did? When I got in the car, I didn't say anything because I was afraid my dad would make me get out of the car and run home because I was wrong.
Right. I mean, because the parents always seemed to back the coaches. Mm-hmm. Then it was like, okay, that coach is an extension of me. I'm going to trust that leadership, and that's just completely gone.
100%.
I mean, it's just like and not only that, but guys that win, like. They didn't forget how to coach. Like Coach Roberts, for example. I'm just going to use him for an example because he had a ton of success the first time he was at Hancock. Like they won a lot there.
I think they won a couple districts.
Yeah, I mean some big time games. And it's not like, oh, well, I guess Coach Roberts forgot how to look at the record then and look at it now. He just forgot how to coach. You're just dealt different hands. I mean, and I think sometimes, like Barker, I thought was the same way. I almost went to war on Bluegrass Preps over Steve Barker's run at Apollo with some folks who said, well, I just didn't think he did very well there. And it's like, okay, well, they did get upset. Like, they got upset. First of all,
was 1 year with Hopewell. They were the number one seed in the region.
They got upset in the first round of district by Davis County, but it's happened to a ton of people. Well, they did the very next year.
Won it?
They went and they peaked. He ran a box and won in the third region tournament. Nobody had an answer for it. Steve Barker coached circles around the region.
Graham went off.
Don't get me wrong, and the guys raised their level, right? But not only that, but look at what all those players are doing post high school. Mm-hmm. It's not just about winning high school games or doing look at at what every one of those kids on that roster. You can almost go through and create a checklist of the successes they had after high school. That's a big thing.
No, it should be.
But did he forget how to coach?
No,
they just had there was a talent. It was bearing a talent. I mean, it just was. I mean, you can get upset at that if you want to, but I think it was proven true when Coach Starnes came in, and it was still the same level of talent, and you were getting the same level of results. And so I just feel like sometimes, these parents walk into these admins' offices and they just have more power than the coaches who are being severely underpaid to begin with.
Well, that's 100% true.
So it's just
there's not a sport. Think about it. Listen, there's not a sport now out there that's not, as far as a coach, like, it's not a year-round job. Like, if you're a baseball coach and you're like, hey, practice starts on February 14th and it runs to the end of May, Memorial Day, for the Memorial Day bands, and that's when I'm going to show up, like, that doesn't work in today's society. You're doing something all the time,
right?
And you're making, and you're putting in so many hours, and you're making pennies on the hour that you put in. But
I think any coach that's hired, I think I have an expectation they may be there 5 years.
Well, I think I'm going to be honest.
At the high school level.
And I'm going to be honest. In today's world, you're not going to get your Jack Hicks and your Bob Mantus and even Van Hoos was there for a long time because, because here's the thing. There's a lot in the administration that they just don't want to have any problems. They want, they just don't want parents in there complaining. Well, I'm here to tell you, like, if nobody is complaining as a coach, then I don't know you're not very good because there's always going to be somebody that thinks their kid should play more or this kid's not playing enough. One of the big differences, I can remember my junior year, I was in a catching battle. There was two of us who were trying to replace Chad Embry, and I felt like I wasn't getting the fair shake. And the first thing my dad told me was, have you gone to Coach Van Hoos's office and sat down and talked to him? Like, I was the one that he's like, I'm not going in there and talking to him up until a point that I think that he's either not giving you feedback or he's not handling the situation right. Like, I had to go in and say, all right, coach, we're splitting time right there. What do I have to do to get this? What are you seeing that you need more out of me? That was my job as a player. I don't think you see that much anymore.
No, I don't think you do either. Another thing that I hear a lot is, well, they had to get rid of that coach because 4 or 5 players threatened to transfer. Well, if I'm the admin and there's a few people that are coming, and listen, there's not a lot of kids in this region that are talented enough that's going to earth shake me into saying, well, I'm going to fire my coach over it. I mean, unless they're just being treated unfairly or there's something crazy going on in practices or something, it's just like, see ya.
Yeah, unless you're throwing basketballs at people.
And I mean, I could be dead. I could be way off. I could be out on Jupiter somewhere with this take. But I feel like we're teaching our kids that when the going gets tough, and I've said this a lot.
At the college level, you talked about it with the transfer portal.
When it's tough, go somewhere else. Don't look in the mirror and say, hey, what can I do better? Or can I get better here? Or, it's like, well, obviously that coach has no idea what he's doing.
And I can agree with you.
It's not just there. It's all across. It's
from the top to bottom. Go
all the way down.
Go to AAU basketball or travel baseball or travel softball. And it's like, oh, you should be playing shortstop. You're not. We're going to go find another team. Like, no, you're right on this aspect. That it is prevailing all through. From the top of the sports of LeBron James and other guys wanting to build these super teams because they can't win a title,
right?
Down to the college and the portal, you're seeing it more and more in high school.
It's as much about who's going where next year than it is about, hey, they had some really good, like the Breck team, for example. I mean, they had some seventh grader, they had an eighth grader, they had a freshman. I mean, the future's bright there.
Instead
of saying that, it's like, you better get a hold of those kids. you better build a fence around them because they're coming after them. And that turns me off so much, like to the point where it's killing my passion for a pure community type thing. And I know I'm getting left behind, and I get it. In this day and age, if you're not getting transfers, you're not competing. And I'm not trashing the teams that do. Like, and again, I said this yesterday, I don't think the R word, I don't think there's coaches out here beating the bushes doing it. I think you probably have a kid that maybe play with the kid in the summertime on an AAU team and they want to bundle up and play on a high school team and make a run at the state title. I think that's a little different. At the highest levels, I think it's a little bit different than what it's driving me nuts on the mid-level. Like if you're a mid-level regional team and if you're like a 10 to 12 win team and you got parents coming in talking about going to transfer their kids, or if you don't fire said coach, I'm going to say, don't let the door hit you in the rear end.
Right.
Because I got some other kids walking the hallways. We'll just throw them out there and we'll go win 8 and 12 to 12 games
and
again.
I think
I just don't think the support is there. It's a hard job being a high school coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is. I know so many of them, and I know the day, and you did it. I mean, the day in and day outs, and not to lose that support, and then just to feel like, okay, all these parents are against me. My admins don't have my back. And I'm not going to mention this guy's name, but I talked to a former coach at the third region tournament that I'm a huge fan of, and I said, "Man, we got to get you back on the sidelines." He said, "Nope, there ain't a snowball's chance." He said, you don't get paid nothing, and all you do is just take grief constantly. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, that was eye-opening. I mean, to hear it from somebody, I've always thought it, but to hear it from somebody that I respect quite a bit, it was like, man, I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, and it's not just that. As we've talked about on this show and on Beyond the Bench, there's a lot of other stuff that you don't even see that coaches have to do with these classes they have to take. But it's also just that in today's world, coaches are called into the administration's office so many times to have to justify so many stupid things. Like, and I'm not going to tell you this coach, okay? But there was a coach coaching. Now, this wasn't even in the third region, but it's a friend of mine, a guy I know, all right, coaching, all right? He was getting called into the office, and the question they wanted was why in practice a player got set down when they were running they were practicing against a full court half court trap. Like, he's like, I was putting in this girl sat out for 20 minutes. He's like, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It was practice. Like, I'm trying to get, like, literally, this school wanted him to go in and apologize to this girl for having to sit out in practice for 20 minutes for rotating people in. Like, I know there's some crazy things that go on, but there are crazy things that coaches have to deal with every day. I mean, can you imagine? Like, and even he said, he's like, listen, she doesn't handle pressure well. If they're pressing, she's probably not going to be in the game. I don't know what to tell you. But this was a starter whose parents felt like that she was so disrespected at practice that she had to sit down for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, not that she was in trouble. It's just like, hey, you go in.
Yeah.
And then
to get
called in
time in practice.
Right. Well, no, she's a starter.
We're talking about practice.
But to have to go in and justify
yeah, it's crazy.
that, hey, this girl sat out for 20 minutes in practice and this girl played in practice. What's the reasoning behind that? It could be, you know what? I was just giving her I was resting her left. Like, why should I have to justify that as a coach?
I feel like you have to justify yourself a lot.
No, you do.
I feel the reason the whole, and I'm sitting here questioning why we're even talking about this, and really for me it's just because I feel like there's a lot of great coaches out there that are not going to get opportunities. Like, I mean, they're just not going to. Coach LaGrange, is he going to get another opportunity? Coach Steve Barker, is he going to get another local opportunity? He should. He's not going to probably, but he should. I mean, because this weird, I don't know, like this weird storyline that's been created around them, it just doesn't, I don't know.
Listen, if you're a coach out there, you need to take Coach Briggins's advice here, and that is get you a safe house.
Yeah,
and when the game is over, you just lock yourself in the safe house, no internet, no anything. There you go. That's all you need.
Okay, we got to go. We got to move on from that. But it's just when you and again, this has really nothing to do with any of the open.
No, it's really was. This is a thing in general.
It was really sparked by the conversation we started having in our group chat about how difficult it is to be a coach, and then I talked to a couple folks, and Jalen was in here and he got me all fired up. And now
can I give you a good thing about some local high school sports?
We got to keep it on coaching though. What is it?
No, positive stuff. How about Isabella Wilkins at Muhlenberg County committing to Georgetown?
Yeah.
Abby Sapp from Owensboro High School committing to Spalding University.
Congratulations.
Now listen,
I love that. How about J.P. Carrico.
J.P. Carrico.
We didn't talk about
North Carolina offer.
but North Carolina, 4-star by Rivals.
Yep.
When these guys like JP and Ty Ashley and these guys get these accolades, we don't even really talk about it.
And I will say, listen,
I'm not surprised.
If you're a parent or a coach out there, we try to follow everything we can and repost it from 1027 The Game or for social media. All right? We don't see everything. All right. So if you want us to make a post about it, just send it to us. We'll be more than happy to.
We'll post
I will promise you that. Like it's never about, we don't want to cover this school or that school. A lot of times we're always reposting and posting things that we see and whatever. So if we miss something, just send it to us. I promise you, we'll post it.
I was excited about the show today. I was coming in because I had it lined out. I'm like, man, this is going to be good. We got NCAA tournament. We're going to talk a little high school scoreboard. We're going to talk a little NFL draft topics I'm passionate about. Hijack the first 20 minutes.
That's all right. We got to do it, dude.
We'll talk NCAA tournament and high school scoreboard here in the middle of the show. We're going to pause it for Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. You can search her on Facebook or find her at KarenGross.net. It's live at 5, 1027 The Game.
It's game on every weekday.
What distinguishes Foreman Watson Holdry from many other law firms? It's the pride we take in the communities we serve, stemming from the deep roots our attorneys have in this region. We view giving back to our hometowns as an obligation, not an option. Foreman Watson Holdry, dedicated to you, committed to justice, FWHlegal.com.
For a financial partner you can trust, look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you know March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month? Here is Owensboro Health's Dr. Kyle Fisher.
Did you know that colorectal cancer is one of the most preventable, most treatable types of cancer when it's caught early? At Owensboro Health, we're here to make screening easy and accessible. If you're due for a colorectal cancer screening, talk with your primary care provider or call 270-417-7870 to schedule. Getting screened could save your life.
Learn more at owensborohealth.org/colon cancer.
That's the sound of happy at DQ. Get white meat seasoned chicken strips with fried Texas toast and DQ's signature country gravy for just $7.49. For crunch time, it can only be the DQ chicken strip basket.
Canty Dairy Queen, with locations on Highway 231 in Owensboro and in Beaver Dam beside Ohio County High School. Canty Dairy Queen supports local high school sports broadcasts on ESPN Owensboro. Bring the whole team or the whole family to Canty Dairy Queen for your favorite treats and eats.
Let's get back to Live at 5 with Steve and Coach on 1027 The Game.
It's Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Chris was on the text line, said stop whining. So the 26 minutes in, whining is out of the way. Well, I say that. It may not be yet.
Just tell Chris to go pound sand.
Yeah. Stop whining, he says. I mean, and I don't disagree with him.
No, we weren't whining. We were talking about a very important subject that needs to be talked about.
I get annoyed, man. You know how it is. This is what this is therapy. I get annoyed, and boom, look out. I'm also annoyed last night by John Calipari. So we'll go there. And I mean,
annoyed. Why be annoyed? Like, it's John Calipari of old. Like, I love how the Arkansas fans talking about what a great job he did. Dude, you didn't beat anybody to get to the Sweet 16. The first team you played
is how he sits there and he acts like. And listen, we destroyed Pope here. Like, and I pretty much have no faith in what's moving forward. But the minute it starts coming out of Cal's mouth, then I freak out a little bit. And I'm like, dude, just worry about yourself.
100%.
You're
I can call my brother a name, but you call my brother a name and we're going to fight.
It's pointless. Like, I mean, I get it. I guess because Pope, he had to, you knew he was going to respond. His ego's so big that he's going to respond.
Oh, and the whole thing of these 2 years have been better than the last 4 years.
Right.
Like,
you knew a response was coming.
And it was going to be a backhanded response.
But I just had to get it in. To say, you know, and I guess Cal can get out all of his postseason stuff because he knew Sweet 16 is the ceiling. Like, I mean, that's where he's at. I mean, that's why.
Well, and they got lucky to get there. They had to beat High Point, and come on, they didn't play anybody.
All I heard about all year was how talented Arkansas. They went one more game than Kentucky. One more.
Right.
They went one more.
And if there wouldn't have been an upset, who knows if they'd have gotten there?
And guess what? If that same roster was at Kentucky, the same exact roster was at Kentucky, and they just got housed by Arizona, Kentucky fans would be feeling the exact same way they are right now.
Well,
so,
I saw,
it is what it is.
I saw there was a famous, it's
time to move on.
There's a famous DJ that put out a quote. I'd be like, at least we went one, and, I'm glad our program's in a better spot. Kentucky, we went farther. And I was like, in the last 30 years, we've got 4 national titles. You got 1. We got like 17 Sweet 16s and like 9 Final Fours. Like, if that's what you want is Arkansas, if you're happy with that, be Arkansas.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy with that, go kiss your sister.
I'm not cheering for Tennessee or anything. I'm not stooping to that level.
Like, I didn't say I was cheering. Hold on. It's not like I'm out there singing Rocky Top. I just said
I got the heavy poor folks on my side. I didn't even do anything.
For T and for Irish Hammer, I would like for Tennessee to win to make it feel comfortable and let them enjoy sports. It's not like I'm out there singing Rocky Top.
I just think it's hilarious because the way the media talks about Cal, like, oh, if North Carolina wants to get back to the peak, they should go hire John Calipari. No, if they want to stay mid.
I don't know. I will say this.
Exactly where they need to be.
I will say this. Calipari with the Jordan brand.
Doesn't matter. Look at the talent that he had in Kentucky.
That's true.
Look at the talent. Everybody wants to talk about how many guys he put in the NBA. He had NBA rosters playing college-level teams before they could pay players, and he won 1 title.
Yeah.
He won 1 title, and he had the most talent in the country at least 5 times.
Yes.
At least. Maybe more than that.
Yes.
He should, if the best rosters that he coached won championships, he'd have 5 or 6 rings.
If North Carolina wants to really, really, really become a powerhouse again, you go get TJO.
Yeah, you go younger. I don't know. Or Billy Donovan. I mean, I'd be interested to see it. I mean,
how about Patino to North Carolina?
Yeah, no. Me and Dave talked about this during the softball game last night a little bit.
Okay. I think Patino at North Carolina would be a big
Dave made a good
too.
point. I mean, you got like maybe every year you get from Patino here on out is kind of a gift.
Oh, I mean, I think the guy can coach till he's like 80, 81.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Arizona handled them. I mean, they're the better team. I don't think. And
Arizona's the best team in the country.
Full transparency, it wasn't Cal's fault last night. Arizona's just incredible.
It's more about the Arkansas fan base. That's
Purdue,
just
Texas
ridiculous.
was good.
It was.
And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, Iowa defeats Nebraska. Illinois handles Houston. You're looking at tonight, St. John's, Duke. Duke 6.5-point favorites.
Give me the Johnnies.
I'm going St. John's.
I am too.
To cover.
I think they cover.
Duke wins.
I don't know if they win.
It's close. Duke wins it.
Yep.
St. John's covers the spread. How about Michigan 8.5, Alabama?
I think Michigan.
Yeah, I think Michigan.
I think
Michigan probably covers.
Yeah, I think Michigan goes to the Final Four.
Michigan State, UConn. What a great matchup.
It is. I'm going to take Michigan State in this one.
Straight up?
Yeah, I'm going to take Michigan State to win. I have them going to the Final Four, so I'm not going to. I'm going to roll with it.
I'm going UConn, Hurley.
Okay. I'm not a Hurley fan.
I'm not a fan, but he wins.
He does.
He wins. I mean,
but
if I was a fan of UConn, I'd sure love him.
So does Izzo.
Sure. He does. No, every once in a while.
I will tell you this, and here's the funny thing is, anytime UConn has won their first game in the Sweet 16, they've won the national title.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So look out.
Interesting. That's an.
It's never. I don't think they've ever gotten past the round of 16 and not won the national title.
That's an incredible stat. Tennessee, Iowa State.
I think Iowa State wins. For my two friends. I hope Tennessee wins. I'm not cheering for them. I would just like to see them win, but I think Iowa State wins. I'm a big TJO fan.
But if Michigan and Michigan State win, the Big Ten's got 6 of the 8.
If Michigan State, yes.
That's 6 of the 8.
It's the best conference in America. Like the SEC can beat its chest, but they got 3 of the college football last 3 national champions. And I've said it all along. In this world of NIL, they have the biggest alumni base. We talked about it. Indiana has the most living alumni of all schools.
Yeah, I mean,
but go look at go look at the student population of the Big Ten schools and those land grant schools in the Big Ten. Like they are gonna dominate sports in this new world of NIL,
and they're dominating college basketball as we speak. I mean, if they finish, even if you got half of the 8, that's
can
pretty
also
good.
Tell you,
6 of the 8 is dominant.
Can also tell you this: it'd be the most. 5 is the most ever in the Elite 8. All right, but here's the thing, like. I thought a few years ago the SEC got better because I thought they went out and hired coaches. I think if you look at SEC football coaches and SEC basketball coaches, it's not close to the Big Ten.
That's probably accurate. I mean, it's crazy. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my mind around the SEC fading out of college football a little bit.
It is
at the top. I mean,
it is.
It's just I'm having a hard time wrapping my
because
mind
it's just like Kentucky. It's just like Kentucky because now everybody else can pay them. I mean, the SEC has been paying guys for 40 years.
That's what I've been hearing. And
go back and look at the time that all those teams were on probation.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I mean, I'm kind of starting to think that there may be some truth to it.
There's 100% truth to it.
It sure feels that way. But no, it should be some. I mean, that's great college. That's a great college. And I'm not, I don't sit and watch college basketball a whole lot. Tonight I'll be watching every single.
I'll be
game
listening to right here on 102.7. I'm gonna be involved in a
little poker tournament.
So I'm gonna be listening.
We gotta get you out of here
from Westwood One.
That means I got to step it up. On the text line, Chris said rumors are Donovan to North Carolina and Shire to the Bulls.
Shire's not going to the Bulls.
I don't think he'd leave.
No. No,
I don't.
He was an assistant there. I think he understands that. He understands when you go to the NBA, if you think you got less and less power as a head basketball coach in college basketball now, you got 0.
And this is my bias
in the NBA.
This is 100% my bias. But is the NBA like jumping to the NBA as attractive as it was 10, 15 years ago?
No,
it's not. Is it?
Because here's the thing:
they're paid as much.
No, you're getting paid as much now in college. You get 15 first-round draft picks every year now. You don't have to worry about getting one. And the thing about it is no matter where you go, are they going to fire and cut LeBron, who's making $60 million, or are they going to fire you, who's making $8 million because LeBron's not happy? Like, you're talking about power lose. You're talking about the portal, and NIL is giving the power back to, like, more power to the player than they've ever had. Well, the NBA's had that power for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So there you go.
No doubt. No doubt. We'll move on now. High school scoreboard. We'll run through this here quickly. Owensboro. I had to start with this. Owensboro baseball is off to an incredible start. I think the surprise of the region for me so far at 4-2. It shouldn't be because they have talent offensively. This team's going to hit. Ty Ashley, I don't know if he's got out the season.
He's been off to been hot.
3 for 3. He was 3 for 3 with a double, 3 RBIs last night. Hampton had 2 RBIs. Toller on the mound, and that is who's the pitching coach over there?
It's still the former Apollo guy.
Yeah, that's why he's killing it.
Yeah, he always has.
Maximizing some talent. I mean, you're talking about a pitching staff that had no varsity experience.
Well, I mean, Nash Miller, I think he had like 12 innings.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm impressed. And Ohio was undefeated coming into that game. Owensboro ran circles around them at 11-5. Ohio drops to 5-1. How about the Red Devil rundown last night?
It was
Dan
awesome.
Bartlett?
I stopped by there and for about two segments where they celebrated Rod Drake. They had a lot of videos from former players, and even Stennett did one.
Keegan Bakos. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's Troy Aikman buffering there on my part. I know Keegan well, and so
he's done a good job there. Yeah, I mean, we can't say how did the overall depth of the staff. He's proven that the depth. I remember him giving me a heck about
he
that.
Find you in the parking lot.
He did find me in the parking lot. Didn't like it.
I love it.
But anyway,
passion.
Yeah,
anyway,
no,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
I thought the Red Devil rundown was tremendous last night, and it was a great job by Dan. And then, hey, hats off to Coach Rod Drake. And like I said, I call him Mr. OHS. Like, he would be on my Mount Rushmore of all-time OHS people. And I was there early, and what was cool is for about 10 minutes before the show started and throughout the first segment, I just hung out with Coach Drake off the air telling stories. And that is the best.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that is the best.
He's got some stories. I'm curious to see what's next for Coach Drake.
Golf.
Oh, is that what he says?
He loves the game of golf, man.
I don't blame him one bit.
There you go.
He's put the work in. He deserves to play some golf. And A.D. Harper at the end, a little bit of a update. The committee's formed. They're taking their time, just like they did in football, right? Everybody say, "Oh, they took too long." Well, they won a state title, so it worked out.
Hey, no pressure, Coach Harper. You just got to win a state title with this hire.
Like he didn't let me down with the timeline. Like we're going to do this on this day. They're going to interview some guys here.
Well, everybody's heading off in a week to Florida, so the timeline gets all screwed up there.
I'm very curious about this job. Like I said yesterday, I'd just love to see the applicant list.
I think it was didn't he say there was somewhere of 20 to 30 applicants?
I don't doubt it. It should be.
This is like Kentucky, Kansas, and Duke.
Job. It is.
Of Kentucky high school basketball
coming
open.
Absolutely is. Yeah. So I would be curious to see some names on that list. Let's move it over to the scoreboard. McLean beat Trinity 6-5. They get to 5-2. Meade moves to 5-1 with the win over LKY. You got Butler all over Caverna. They're 2-3 on the season. Grayson and Edmondson both suffered tough losses. They're both off to a little bit slower starts than because we had them both in the preseason. I did. I think I voted it in there in preseason top 10. And they've struggled a little bit out of the gate. You got some big games this weekend. Catholic around robin over there at Chautauqua, Perry, Henderson, Paducah Tillman, Bowling Green at Apollo. South Warren's there tomorrow for the Eagles. McLean's at Lyon County. So some big games. Davis County's at McLean tomorrow as well. So
yeah, leave it to Coach Hamilton. He takes a few days off. It's 85. Decides to play. It's 48.
It's terrible. I didn't wear a jacket to work today, thinking the weather had changed, and I was wrong on that.
Yeah, don't let Mother Nature fool you.
We started our Catholic season on K News, it was on BIO with some difficulties on K News, but that's a whole other story. And Apollo got the win. Catholic took a 4-2 lead. I thought Mudd, the 7th grader on the mound for Catholic, they're going to be tested. I won't say struggle because Mudd pitched well for about 4 innings, but once Apollo saw her 3 times through, it was tough. And then you go to the pen, you get another 7th grader.
Another 7th grader.
Just youth for the Lady Aces. Apollo's got a really nice lineup. They're 1-4. Don't be fooled by that. I think Apollo's going to be good. Julian had 2 RBI single. Holder 3 hits. Hall had a big 2 RBI double in the game there as well. Henderson took down Ohio. They didn't throw Timmons. They still beat Ohio 12-2.
No, all she did was get a couple hits.
Yeah, she had 2 for 4 RBI. 2 RBIs from Bursick and Bennett.
I think Bursick hit another home run. I mean, she's a home run machine.
They're 6-0.
Yeah.
And Meade all over Hancock. They're 10-0. 4-1 is Meade County to start the year. The only loss was to Mercy.
I think the top 3 in the Owensboro Health top 10 is there's a fairly big gap between one. I think there's probably a big gap between 1 and 2 and 3. I think there's a gap between Davis County and Meade.
Yeah.
But then I think if you take those top 3 and you put them up there's a fairly big gap to everybody else. About as big as the Grand Canyon.
Maybe 4.
Either them or Trinity.
Yeah. That's probably accurate right
I think
now.
It's the Grand Canyon between those top 3 schools in the Owensboro Health top 10.
Yeah.
Well, I put 4 in their Heritage Hills. They're really good too.
Yeah. So
if you're talking about but if you're talking about the 3rd region, the top 2 of the 3rd region are, I think, a good canyon away from everybody else in the region.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Muhlenberg beat Hopkins Central. Kelsey Kirkpatrick 4 for 4 with a homer, 3 RBIs. Bella McAir 2 for 3, a homer, 2 RBIs. They're 4-2 on the season. So Muhlenberg's in the mix there as well. They're always in the mix in softball, I feel like. Owensboro gets their first win of the season. Rayleigh Scott on the mound, 11 strikeouts, only surrendered 3 hits. Jayla Sanford, 3 for 3. Barksdale and Stallings had 2 RBI in the game. Breck struggling a little bit out of the gate. Owensboro is too, but that's a win. Maybe they can get them going. They play Apollo. They're at Apollo
been canceled.
Tonight. Oh, has it?
Yes, that was supposed to be the more automotive Red Devil game of the week with Dan Bartlett. But Coach Julian reached out to us and let us know that game's been canceled. No makeup date as of yet.
Kind of weird. Last night was like the gusts were blowing the dust everywhere. Today, get a little bit of rain. It's Kentucky in the spring.
There you go. Don't like it, wait 10 minutes.
That's right. Meade's at Oldham tonight. If these games are still on, Muhlenberg at Butler. Davis County's down in Tennessee playing a gauntlet down there.
Yes, they are playing. They're playing like 5 games down there. It's a gauntlet.
And Meade's in Seymour, Indiana, testing their metal over there. So I think that's it. I think I got it in. Their high school scoreboard's complete. We'll look at the NFL draft. The first look at the draft that we've taken this. We're going to be doing the draft. Is this 6 years?
6 years, I think. Draft show.
Yeah, I think it is because we did it the year. It might be 7 years.
I think we're going to be looking at live streaming it right here.
2019.
And we'll have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and in the coming weeks now, as the NCAA tournament starts to wind down, we'll start getting more draft guests on the back end of the week here on Live at 5. We'll pause it, take a look at the NFL draft conversation next. Live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
How do winners win shopping for a new vehicle?
The Red Tag event at Don Moore on 54. They'll be winning, picking, and grinning.
All in one place. New Chevy Trax, $23,495 or $299 a month.
And with non-commissioned product specialists.
There's no fiddling around. New Silverado Crew Cab, $39,990 or $499 a month. DonMooreChevy.com. Scan the code.
Evans on 102.7 The Game.
It's Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here, taking you home on a Friday. And before we jump into the NFL draft, we missed one earlier. Jagger Martis.
Yep.
Signs to Brusha, man. That's good. That's good stuff. Brusha's doing work over there. So you got Tippett tomorrow for the Panthers.
Saturday and Sunday for the Panthers.
So we'll have the softball on the live stream tomorrow?
It'll be on the live stream. No, it will not be on the radio. It'll be on Flow College.
Yeah.
We'll have softball tomorrow, and maybe in a baseball game we may switch between the two and then go over and do baseball on Sunday.
Take a little bit of that in tomorrow. I might have to dress warm though.
There you go.
I thought the weather's going to look pretty crappy for the weekend. It's nice all week, man. Come on.
No, that's the way it always works.
I say that it's been really nice the last couple of weeks.
There you go.
I shouldn't complain. How about let's look at some conversation topics here. I wanted to start with local interest. Logan Weedman, former Apollo Eagle who went to Tennessee Tech, dominated down there, and he's throwing his name in the hat.
Small school All-American.
Yeah, I mean, just this kid's had a great career from Apollo all the way through to college. I talked to him a little bit about his journey to the NFL, and he's been talking about wanting to shave this 40 time down, right? And
well, hold on. He's making it sound like, okay, the dude's like, what, 6'6", 2 or 320?
He is a massive human.
Whatever he is. So he's talking about he's running a 4.91.
Yeah,
when you're like.
Well, I think he was running the upper fours, close to 5. He's got it down to 4.91.
Okay, but the point I'm making is, when you're 325, 330 pounds, like that is moving for a big man. Like, let's be honest. All right. What do you think your 40 time would be? You think you can run a 4.91 40?
No, God.
I don't think you can run a 6.91. I don't think you can run a 6.91.
I'm curious at what I'd run. It wouldn't be good.
I tell you what,
40. I might be able
here's
to.
what we need to do.
A short stretch. I could probably get.
We need a live at 5. Hold on. We need a live at 5 beyond the bench.
40
combine day.
Oh God.
40. You got to do. How many times can you bench press 225? We'll make it 125. Hold on. We'll make it 125.
You don't want me.
Shuttle drill. That's what we got to do. A beyond the bench live at 5 combine day.
Okay.
Kind of like Rich Eisen does.
I want to check the 40 time.
What do you think Rich Eisen's going to run this year?
What he already did? I think.
Oh, he already ran. Okay.
I don't know what he. I don't know what he.
He does that every year for charity.
And I don't know what he is normally running, but whatever he's running, that's pretty close to where I'm at.
Gotcha.
But Logan Weedman is going to run it much better. Make no mistake.
Man, if he can do a 4.91 or 4.90, I mean,
I posted on Draft Down because I was talking to Coach Edge about it this morning, and he said he really wants to get to. His agent said if you can get to 4.9, all of a sudden now you're in top 15 in the NFL Combine, and he said that's where he really wants to get. So I put it out there. He's going to have his pro day on Monday. He wants to get to the 4.9. And Draft Diamonds quote tweeted it. The NFL Draft Diamonds, there's like 150,000 followers.
What time is this pro day here in town, or is it down at Tennessee Tech?
Tennessee Tech.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. Like one thing, if he can do that, what it shows is his athleticism, and where I think he maybe had an advantage, over some other guys from around here and now playing in the Canadian Football League, is he can also play tackle. Where I'm trying to think that
you can play Tinsley.
Yeah. Tinsley
was had on here last year.
Yeah, he was an interior
for the
guy.
Browns.
Right, he was more of a guard type, but couldn't play tackle.
Yeah.
I think Weedman, who's played tackle all his life, I think if he shows this athleticism with his size, he can be more of a swing guy. And if you are a late round draft pick and or a free agent, an undrafted free agent, being able to play both of those is a huge advantage for him.
Yeah, just swing. Not just that, but the athleticism alone. Maybe you could shift inside and pulling guard and some zone blocking. But I look.
That he's still young.
I'll be looking for it. Oh, yeah.
Because he graduated high school at like 16 and a half or 17.
He's young. I mean, I think he'll get a look. I mean, he'll definitely be at an NFL
he'll be on a camp. He'll be in a camp.
And we're going to get him on live at 5 as soon as his schedule lightens up.
Yeah, we're going to let him bench press you.
He certainly could. I give him a handshake. It's like Adrian Peterson. He's like going to crush my hand every time he shakes my hand. But Myles Garrett redid his contract out of the blue and didn't change any money except for the fact that it makes him more tradable. Is that, just completely out of the blue?
No, I think it was more for cap reasons and things.
Yeah, but it doesn't benefit the team at all.
Maybe next year.
It doesn't benefit Miles at all. It doesn't benefit the team at all. The only thing it benefits is
if they want to trade him.
His cap hit if they traded him, which is weird.
It is weird.
But Schefter says today there's like no chance he's being traded.
There's no. Well, I mean, I say there's
It's
no
just
way.
strange.
Everybody is tradable at some point.
I just think it's something worth monitoring.
It is. I mean, it'd
But
be
that to happen completely out of the blue.
That would be like an Eagles type move where they go out there and
That's
get
what
Myles
I said.
Garrett.
That's exactly what I said. I said that sounds like.
But they
something
don't
the
have
Eagles
enough draft capital high enough in the draft to make that happen.
They'd take 4 first-rounders.
But it doesn't matter.
If Max Crosby's worth 2, Myles Garrett's worth 5.
Here's the problem you have, though, is look where the Eagles draft is at. Like, who wants those picks?
Didn't the Browns just petition to change the rule where you can now trade 5 future picks?
Yes, but like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Once again,
it's just a lot of weird stuff,
But once again,
man.
who would want the Eagles picks? Because they're all going to, if you give the Eagles Myles Garrett, you're picking in the 30s every year.
Right.
Like, who cares?
Myles Garrett's a game wrecker. I mean, he's an absolute. I can't imagine they trade him. I just thought it was weird.
They're not trading him. He just set the record for sacks.
We got 5 topics. I don't know if we'll make it to them all. The first one I wanted to start at the top was Arbel Reese because no one knows what he is. Like,
but he's going to go number 2.
You think? So? And it seems that's the case.
I think it's lock.
I mean, he's definitely going to go top 10.
He's going to go 2.
But in the NFL, like, what is he going to play? Like, is he going to be that down edge rusher? Is he going to be an outside linebacker?
I think he's going to be a lot of like JOK was coming out of Notre Dame that went to Cleveland. Unfortunately, he had that massive injury where he's now retired. Where this guy,
I kind of see a little Micah Parsons.
Where this guy can be a little bit. I think he can rush inside. He can rush outside. He can move him in with his athleticism. I think he's.
You remember that, though, when Parsons was coming in.
People didn't know where he was going to play.
A game wrecker, but you just didn't know where he was going, so he fell all the way to 11.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's not going to happen with Reese.
No, he's going to be
because they learned.
He's going to be number 2 in the draft.
It's just curious to me. Reuben Bain, we already talked about his short arms.
He's going to fall anywhere from 6 to the Cowboys. And I'm not so sure the Cowboys. I'm not sure the Cowboys don't move up to make sure they get him. I think the Cowboys myself move up to either get him or Bailey from Texas Tech. I don't think they wait down there.
They may not.
What are they at 12?
Yeah, that's a good point. And they have some ammo to move up if they really liked a pass rush.
You know who they're going to make a trade with? They're going to make a trade with the Browns and move up to 6 and give the Browns a couple seconds. Future seconds. And I think they move up and they take Bailey if he's there. I think Bailey's the one they'd like to have from Texas Tech. He's a game wrecker too.
Well, that goes hand in hand with how high Jeremiah Love goes. Because this is directly, there's a lot of Titans fans here locally. To me, this is a no-brainer. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, pass rush, if you think there is a Myles Garrett-esque type pass rusher, then yeah, you go there.
Here's the thing.
But
if you're not taking Bailey at 4,
right?
All right, then you take Jeremiah Love because he makes your whole offense better. He gives Cam Ward, and not only that, and you went out and got offensive linemen this year. And now they may take a receiver in that spot. I think they may take the Ohio. I think you may take the Ohio State wide receiver because I think Carnell Tate. Hold on, I think Carnell Tate.
It doesn't matter.
I know, but I think Carnell Tate's going to be a special receiver.
You don't need receivers to thrive.
But here's my thing. Here's why I don't know if they do it because you have Robert Saleh, a defensive coach, who loves to be, made his
that sounds like a guy that likes to run the football.
I know, but I still think me personally, I think they take Bailey there from Texas Tech.
And then what's the floor for Love?
7. I don't see the Giants take him.
Yeah, I know. There's buzz about the Titans and the Giants.
But you already had Cam Scatterboo. I think if I'm the Giants with what I did last year in the draft with Scatterboo and Dart, I go get somebody like Carnell Tate.
Love would be a luxury pick.
It would.
I don't think they're in a position to take a luxury pick.
But you also should take the best player on the board. He's probably number 1.
The Browns number 6 is an attractive trade spot if a pass rusher falls or if Love falls.
But the Browns aren't taking
somebody
Love.
Could come up. Right. But I mean, somebody could come up there into that spot because you're going to get ahead of Commanders for either.
Well, I think what's going to happen is if Love is still available when the Browns are on there, the Commanders will come up to that spot. They
One
will
of
give
two
up.
will be there. Bailey or Love will be there. I would
Probably.
think.
I don't know. The Giants I don't think the Giants could take it. The Giants are going to take a wide receiver. They've taken defense.
I'm going Sonny Styles to the Giants.
Either there or Carnell Tate.
They need a linebacker.
Carnell Tate's going to be like Jackson Smith and Yingba.
How many offensive linemen go in the first round?
I think there are 4 tackles, and I think you're going to be surprised. I think there are going to be 3 interior linemen go.
I don't doubt that.
I think you're going to have a Lone from Penn State, Bisani from A&M, and Pragan from Oregon on the inside.
I could see that on the back end. There's a lot of teams that need guards in the back end of the draft. 8. You talk about 8 to 9 potential offensive linemen in the first round.
Yeah, because
that sounds about right.
I think you're going to get 4 or 5 tackles taken in the first round, and I think a couple of them are reach.
It falls off quite a bit after that.
Yeah, the kid from Arizona State, I think was the name in Anchor. However you say that. I think to me, he's on the back half of that. Could be an offensive tackle taken somewhere in the 26 to 32 range.
I got 2 more, and then we got to get out of here because you got to get the poker here. Does Ty Simpson go in the first round?
I think if he goes in the first round, this is a team moving up in the back end of the draft. Either the Rams trying to move up in the back end of the draft to take him, to have your guy that's going to sit for a year or two under the quarterback.
He's a Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. You got the Rams, you got the Steelers, maybe even the Cardinals moving in the back end of that have to take him.
I can see that.
But I think if he goes, it's a team moving up in the back half of the round.
So you don't think it's the Jets with one of their first rounders at 16? Pittsburgh?
No.
They're not going to do a Kenny Pickett.
Pittsburgh is one, I think, but I don't think so.
They got burned by Kenny Pickett. They're not going to take that mid-round questionable, even though Orlovsky loves this dude.
I know. Says he's the best one out there.
Under pressure, he just melts.
And
J.J. McCarthy's younger than him right now.
He is. I
just wanted to point that out.
But he played really, really good up until he got hurt at Alabama.
He did.
He was a front runner for the Heisman.
Deepest position group in the entire draft.
Wide receiver from top to bottom. But to me, I think the group that's maybe deeper than it's ever been is safety. I think you can get 4 possible safeties going in the first round. Like top-end talent, deepest safety. Overall, wide receiver.
Is Downs going to fall?
No.
He's going top 10.
He's a game changer.
Yeah, I saw some Cowboys stuff out there.
I would take him as a Cowboy.
Downs is a stud.
He's a game changer.
That's all we got. We'll continue on the draft a little bit next week. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday live at 5.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Hultree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.